And so just beginning in Child's Pose, take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. Starting to generate your Ujjayi breath. And as you build your breath, draw your low belly in, Uddiyana Bandha. Breathing into that space right at the center of your body. Press through your palms, downward facing dog. And right away, eyes open, your drishti set. Continue drawing in your belly and softening in your ribs, connecting to that center space. You're welcome to take any movements in your down dog that you need, and as you move, just seek to create balance in your body. Between hands and feet, left and right sides. And bring your stretch into your heels. Lift your hips. And bend your knees, look forward, and walk to Ragdoll Pose. At the top of your mat, fold forward down the center of your legs. Head heavy. And drishti still set. You're welcome to take any movements here that you need. It might be a gentle swing action. And once again, seek to create balance between both of your feet. And between the front and back of your body, noticing if your weight is in your heels. Keep shifting your weight forward to the center. Drop in a little deeper. And release your arms and toe heel your feet together. And from the press of your feet, mindfully roll up to stand. Take a long stretch, your arms up alongside your ears. Like waking up your entire body, from feet to fingers. Hands together at your heart center. And just here, getting steady in your feet. On your inhale, sweep your arms up high. And on your exhale, fold down your legs, softening your knees as much as needed. And bring your hands to your shins, lift halfway up. And step back into a high push-up. And work your high push-up from that place of balanced action. So steadiness, strength, as well as ease and breath. That might mean you put your knees on the ground at any time if you find yourself coming out of balance. And draw up your ribs, look forward, and shift forward to lower halfway down, low push-up. Again, that option to place your knees on the ground. Upward facing dog, roll over your toes and press through your palms. Downward facing dog, lift your hips and drop your head. And as you land in your down dog, it's almost like a new beginning. You're setting your drishti again, and building your breath back up if it got shallow, your ujjayi. And creating your pose in that balanced manner. You're going to move forward one breath at a time. So as you inhale, lift heels. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and you can step or jump to the top. Lift halfway, bow tight, and now with your in-breath, reach up high, and with your out-breath, fold forward. With your in-breath, lift halfway up, step into low push-up on your out-breath. Up dog, a new inhale. Down dog as you breathe out. 5 breaths through your nose. And then always that option to take child's pose if you find you're losing connection to your breath. Yeah, drawing in your ribs and belly, staying connected right to the center of your body. And shift back into your legs, really stretch. Bend your knees, look forward. Top of your mat, step or jump. Lift halfway. Bow deep. Press your feet, stretch up. Hug your belly, fold forward. Lift halfway, and step or jump into your low push-up. Upward facing, downward facing. 5 breaths. Noticing the top of each inhalation and the bottom of each exhalation. Not rushing through your breaths, but staying present in each and every breath. Lift your hamstrings up. Bend your knees, look forward, and step or jump up. Lift halfway. Bow forward. Big stretch to the sky. You might even go back a little. And bow deeply, drop your head. Lift halfway up. Low push-up. Upward dog. Downward dog. Take 1 breath in. Empty it fully first and jump on empty. Lift halfway. Bow tightly. Bend your knees, take chair pose. Utkatasana. And here too, just working to that balanced place. Not over-efforting or under-efforting, but coming right into that middle space. Yeah, press through the middle of your heels. Keep drawing your ribs in. And keeping your shoulders relaxed. Now reach up, stretch up, and bow forward. Lift halfway up. Then low push-up, step or jump. Up dog, a new breath. Down dog as you breathe out. Step your right foot forward. Come into warrior 1. And as we work to create that same balanced action in the lower half, you might notice if one heel is lifted or if one leg is doing more work than the other. You're welcome to take your feet longer or wider left to right. Draw your right thigh parallel to the floor. Then lift the front of your low belly Uddiyana. And let that lift follow you all the way through your heart, through your reach, to your mat low push-up. Let it go, flow through. Upward dog, downward dog, left side warrior 1. And as you rise up, be in the practice of setting your drishti right away. And bringing awareness down into your feet, press evenly through both heels. Hug both of your thighs towards each other. And from that center line of your body, create lift through your ribs, your armpits, all the way to your fingers, stretch high. To your mat low push-up, flow through your vinyasa. With Ujjayi up dog, downward facing dog. Drishti set, breath continually flowing. Let your heels sink to the floor and your hamstrings lift to the sky. Nice and long in your legs. Good light on your wrist. Roll up your shoulders, bend your knees, top of your mat. Lift halfway, bow, on your inhale, chair. With your exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway, breath in, low push-up. Up dog, you inhale. Downward dog on exhale. Step your right foot into warrior 1. It's 1 breath as you rise up. To low push-up, follow your out breath. Up dog in. Down dog, exhale. Step your left foot into warrior 1, breathing in the whole way up. Breathing out to low push-up, hands pressed to the floor. Up dog, a long breath in. Downward facing dog. And coming back into balance. Even if that means taking that occasional child's pose, honor the flow of your breath. Lift your sit bones high, your belly strong and hugged in. Look forward and jumper step. Lift halfway, bow. Utkatasana, rise up. Uttanasana, fold forward. Ardha, lift halfway. Chaturanga, lightly. Urdhva, lift. Adho, press. Right side, warrior one, stretch up from your heels. Vinyasa, hands to mat. Left side, warrior one, step and rise up powerfully. Then lightly flow through your vinyasa with Ujjayi. You meet in downward facing dog. You'll take one breath in, clear it first, step or jump on empty lungs. Lift halfway, bow forward, a deep seat, chair pose, rise. Deep bow, fold. Lift halfway, low push up. Up dog, take your time, downward facing. Right side, warrior one, the length of your breath lifts you up to low push up, flow. Upward dog. Downward dog, left side, warrior one, lunge in deep. Take on the stretch on your breath. Vinyasa home. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha. Come into high push-up. Bring your feet together at the back of your plank. Then tip your heels to the right. Lift your left arm for side plank. And in side plank, we're seeking joint over joint alignment. And so you always want to make sure that your right hand is under your shoulder. A modification for this pose is to place your right knee on the ground beneath your right hip. Regardless, choose the lift. Pull up your lungs. Lift up your armpit on their bottom side. I'm going to take one more breath. Flow through your vinyasa, hands to mat. Come into your high push-up. Big toes touch. You'll take your side plank other side. And mindful to create it from this side, from this moment, taking whatever you need to support the flow of your breath. With steadiness and ease, hug in your belly, Uddiyana. And lift higher, get lighter on your breath. Vinyasa. Step your right foot forward, come into Crescent Lunge. And in Crescent Lunge, back heel stacks forward over your toes. And you might find to create a better place of balance, you might have to go wider with your feet, left to right, or even put your back knee down. Work both of your legs as one unit. Draw together your thighs. Lift the front of your body up. And bring your hands together at your heart center, keeping hips low. Just hinge forward from your hips and twist to your right for Revolved Crescent Lunge. And bringing your palms together, just pressed at the center of your heart. Allow the center of your heart to shine through. Really relax your shoulders back. You're welcome to stay with palms pressed or open your arms. Your bottom hand, if open, presses into your block or the floor. In the space of compression, bring your breath deep now, deep and free. Let your heart lift high. And then turn a little bit deeper, breathing in as you stretch. Vinyasa, move through. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, come into Crescent Lunge. And here again, with drishti set to the horizon, let the lift come from below, hugging in your belly. Press evenly through your feet. Then bring your hands together at your heart and just hinging forward from your hips. Twist to your left, Parvrita, Revolved Crescent Lunge. At any time, you can modify by bringing your back knee to the ground if you find that your breath is getting shallow. Stay with the press of your palms or open your arms. And a block underneath your bottom hand is a wonderful tool to give you that same lift for your chest. Good, hugging your hips. And send your right lung forward. And now turn right around the axis of your spine, taking a breath in. Vinyasa, plant your palms, flow through. Upward dog. Downward dog. Step your right foot forward, come into warrior one, breathing in as you rise up. And open your arms into warrior two, right arm forward, left arm behind you. Yeah, and getting as long as necessary from heel to heel so that you can continue working that 90-degree bend in your right thigh. Keeping your lunge, come into side angle pose. You can either rest your right hand on the floor or your block. A modification would be to bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Continue lifting through your chest and send your top arm forward alongside your ear. And now keep the lunge, wrap your top arm around behind your back, taking either a half bind or a full bind. Mindful here to soften in your ribs and let your top shoulder relax down your back. And staying in the fire, keep setting your drishti. And breathe into the center of your body. And now turn, really spin your heart open. Vinyasa home, moving one breath at a time. Lift through your inhale, press back through your exhale, and step your left foot forward, warrior one. And warrior two, nice and wide in your stance, long in your reach. And working towards that balanced place. And just mindful that you're not holding back or waiting to go deeper. But just right here in your pose. Keeping your hips low, come into side angle. Your left hand, again, can either be on the floor, on your block, or to modify, left forearm to your left thigh. Now get really long through the left side of your body. Send your top arm forward, keep adding length. And wrap your right arm behind your back, taking your half bind or full bind. And so powerful and strong below. Really lunge in. And from Uddiyana, lift your left ribs up from your left knee and thigh. Yeah, pick up your chest. And with every breath, spin now. Both sides of your heart to the heavens. Yeah, roll your shoulders open. Take one more breath. Let it go. Flow through. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Empty it out. Step or jump to your hands. Lift halfway. Bow deep. Thunderbolt. Take your seat right into the fire. And your hips low. Weight in your heels. And bring your hands together at heart center. Keep your hips low as you twist to your right. Parivrtta Utkatasana. And once again, creating connection at center, thumbs to your breastbone. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back. And stay with palms pressed, or again, choose to open your arms, bottom hand connected to the earth. In those moments where it seems like there's not a lot of room to breathe, create your breath a little more powerful. Now discover where you're holding back and sit in. Stretch your way in and bow forward and release it. Separate your feet apart, hip distance, and scoop up your big toes with your peace fingers. And lift halfway, heart high as you inhale. Fold down the center, Padangusthasana. And with your drishti set, intentional in your rest, continue working your way into your stretch by pulling elbows left to right. Let your head be heavy. Yeah, neck long. Take one more breath. Empty fully. Then come back in, chair pose, bringing feet together right away. Bend your knees, sweep up your arms. The hips nice and deep. Hands to heart. Twist to your left and take it on. And believe it or not, the deeper you sit in this pose, the better you'll find that lift through your heart happening. Keep working palms together or spread your arms apart. Create length from the crown of your head to your tail. And spin around the center of your spine. Continue turning your way in. And take one more breath. Bow forward. Separate your feet hip distance apart and stand on your hands, toes to your wrists. You'll lift halfway to lengthen and then fold down the middle, gorilla pose. You're always welcome to bend your knees as much as necessary to relax your lower back. Mindful just to let go of everything that's come before this moment. Allow yourself the opportunity to be right here, seeing what you see. And take one more breath. Open your mouth. And release your hands, walk your feet together, and roll up to stand. Take a full body stretch, sending energy up through your fingers. Then bend your knees and take eagle pose, wrapping your right arm under your left, your right thigh over your left thigh. And to modify or adapt, you can always bring your right foot onto your block, onto the floor. Your right shin might cross just once instead of twice. And for tight shoulders, hands to your shoulders instead of hands together. Keep bringing your ribs in, softening. Keep your drishti, change sides, eagle pose. You'll unravel, reach up. Then again, bend your knees. This time your left arm goes under and your left leg goes on top. And the steadier you keep your drishti, that'll just give you something to return to when you lose your balance, a reference point. The more generous you create your breath, the more easeful your body will feel. And your mind. And keep your drishti set and change sides again, eagle pose. Let this time be a new time. A new opportunity to be in the shape. And hug your right hip back, your right shoulder back. Then moving from center, change sides, Garuda, the eagle. Maintaining awareness and presence the whole way through your transition. And just working with what shows up, with what arises in this moment. Powerful below and easeful up top. Let your shoulders soften. Sit a little deeper and release it. Step down, reach your arms up and drop your arms to your side, Samastitihi. Take a breath in and a breath out. We'll take dancer pose. You'll sweep your left arm up, then reach your right hand behind you and catch the inside edge of your right foot. Hug together your thighs, then hinge forward from your hips as you reach to the horizon. And it's going to be a dance, that push and pull, that stretch and release. Let the dance only occur as your breath occurs. Now draw your heart forward. Keep your drishti, change sides, Nataraj, the dancer. Let your shoulders slide towards your spine. As your heart leads the way, hinge forward. Just towards what you're looking at. And as though you were drawing a bow, really kick through your back heel. Keep drishti set. And like a windmill, change sides, dancer pose. And mindful to work your hips square. Keep spiraling your right thigh down and in. Now stretch your way in somewhere new. Change sides, dancer pose last time. Now clear in your drishti. Now purposeful in where you're moving to, like holding that horizon. Let your heart lead. Stretch in and release it. Step down, send your arms up high, and arms to your side, Samastitihi. A breath in, a breath out. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. So you'll stand on your left foot and plant your right foot alongside your leg. It could either go to your thigh or your shin, even a kickstand to the floor. Your palms pressed together at your heart. And each side of your body working evenly. Lift the front of your belly and send your arms up to the sky. Keep lifting from below. Let your shoulders be easy. Yeah, you might look up. You might even look back. Again, somewhere new to grow. And hands back to your heart. Step down. Change sides, Vrikshasana, tree pose. And just right here, mindful to allow the sway. So much of finding balance is in losing our balance. Not holding on too tightly, just coming back to the center. Beginning again. And so take your stretch, reach your arms up. Out wide, and any variation that feels authentic to you, let it be your full expression. Let it come from your heart. Yeah, taking one more breath. And hands back to heart, step down, Samastitihi. Standing in your true north, your feet on the floor, your eyes set. And in all that you are, take a breath in. Let a breath out, and then reach up, stretch your body, bow forward, drop in, lift halfway up, move through vinyasa with your breath. Upward dog to downward dog, come into high push-up, shoulders stacked above your wrists. And again, to modify, to adapt, your knees can always come to the floor, but regardless, work the lift of your chest, the lift of your skull. Stay in your strength, hear your breath. Eye gaze set. 5 more breaths. Thighs tight. Pull in, Uddiyana, belly strong. Let your strength radiate from crown to heels. Keep pressing your palms, slowly lower 5, 4, 3, still just halfway down, 2, still lowering, 1 to the floor. Love the floor. Pick a cheek, rest, let the earth hold you up. And to your opposite cheek, rest. And coming into Locust Pose, bring your forehead to your mat and interlace your fingers at your lower back. Draw together your thighs, ribs and belly, and then lift up. And mindful to let that lift come from your core. Let your neck relax. To modify this pose, you can even bring your hands to the floor alongside your ribs. Yeah, lift from your armpits rather than your skull. Take one more breath and release it. And just a breath in and a breath out. And you'll repeat the pose a second time, coming into your variation of Locust Pose. Again, those options to have hands to floor or fingers interlaced. Rise up. And keep working that hover, the tops of your thighs rising from your mat. Like one more rib up from the floor. On your inhale, find the top and then release it. Come down, bend your knees and catch your ankles. We're coming into bow pose. We will do 2 again, and so you can always do 1 leg at a time. Just like dancer, like you're drawing a bow, kick into your hands. Let that kick lift your heart. Breathe into your sides, Ujjayi. Lift your heels and release it. Come down, reset. Take that moment to rest. And then come back up, Dhanurasana, bow pose. If you did one side, you'll grab the other side. Otherwise, catch your ankles, kick back and up. Then pull up the sides of your body, hugging together your shoulders and thighs. You might look up. You might start to look back at your highest point as you breathe in. And then release it, come down. You can be still, you can windshield wiper your feet side to side. And come into an upward facing dog, pressing through your toenails. Lift your shins and thighs, downward facing dog, roll up and over. And then bring your knees to your mat, come into Camel Pose. Hands to your hips. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. Begin just by hugging in your elbows and shoulders. And lift your drishti up. Continue the lift as you walk your eyes towards the wall behind you. If you see that wall, you're welcome to drop your hands to shins or ankles. And draw your tailbone down, front belly lifts, creating extension. Take one more breath, then up and over. Hands to floor, tabletop as you like, just resting in neutral spine. We will take one more Camel Pose. And again, hands to hips is just a beginning. Back toes tucked or untucked. Making no assumptions, just lift your drishti and begin to walk your drishti back towards the wall behind you. If you see the wall, you're free to drop your hands to thighs or shins. Keep pressing your hips forward. Yeah, good. Let your head be heavy and your heart light. Take one more breath, and from your core, curl up and over, hands to your mat, tabletop. Passing to downward facing dog, lift your hips and stretch. And bend your knees, look forward, and step or jump through your hands, coming onto your back for bridge pose. You'll lie down, plant your feet hip distance, and lift your hips. You can either keep your arms just down along your sides or interlace your fingers behind your back. To modify, hips can go on your block at any height. Notice if your belly is moving a lot and hug it in, create Uddiyana. And just breathe out into your ribs. And keep lifting up your hips in bridge pose or move into wheel by bringing your hands under your shoulders. Press into the floor evenly through hands and feet to lift your body. Let your head be heavy. Now lift from heart, lift from center. And stay up in your wheel or come down and reset it. When you're reset, you'll take a breath and then come back up. Final wheel, final bridge. And you're welcome to play with your wheel pose or bridge by lifting your heels up or lifting a leg up, an arm up. Like whatever might feel new for you, wherever you feel called to go. Take 3 more breaths. Now lifting with every inhale. Find the very top of your pose, press there, and release it. Come down, just rest. Hips on the floor, soles of your feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. And lift your legs up into the air. Ankles stacked above your hips. Bring your hands behind your head. elbows wide. And bring your right leg down to a hover. You can always adapt by putting right foot to the floor. Pull in your belly and lift your chest and shoulders up. Take a breath in, and now begin to pulse up 10 times, breathing out as you lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you'll switch legs, keep pulsing, lifting from your guts. 9, 8, 7, exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift both legs back up and sit on your hands. You are also welcome just to have your arms along your sides. It'll just be a little more challenging on your core. Pull in your belly, lift through your heels, take a breath, then lower your legs 30% of the way down. Take a breath in, then lower your legs 60%. Take a breath in, lower to 90%. Lift your chest, look at your toes, and just breathe here for 5, for 4, for 3, belly in for 2, and 1. Lift your legs up, hug your knees to your chest. Squeeze them in. Supta Baddha Konasana or Happy Baby Pose, just to soften through the lower back. And now hug your knees into your chest. Rock forward, backward along your spine 2 or 3 times. And you'll rock up into boat pose, sitting on your sit bones, just like Utkatasana. Lift heels in line with knees. To modify, you can hug behind your knees or thighs. To enhance, you might even begin to straighten your legs. Keep lifting from Uddiyana, chest high. Yeah, stretch into your feet. Take one more breath. Feet to the floor, hug your knees. Just squeeze in. We're going to come into rock the baby pose. So just in your seat and sitting crisscross applesauce, shins to floor. We'll hug your right shin up to your chest with your right ankle in the crook of your left elbow, almost like you're cradling your shin. Thus, rock the baby. Keep sitting tall, lift through your chest. Your right hip can actually lift up here off the floor. You can rock side to side or be still. And then we're going to move into a seated twist. So you'll place your right foot to the outside of your left thigh, knee bent. Sitting up nice and tall, right hand behind your hips. Lift your left arm up as you breathe in and twist to your right, Merici Asana. Working the extension up through the center of your body, even as you twist in deeper. Take one more breath. And gently release your twist. You will take our rock the baby other side. Right shin comes down, left shin comes up and into your chest. You can either do hands to knee and ankle, or for that deeper stretch, you'll be in the crooks of your elbows. Lift the back of your chest. Stay or rock side to side. Just creating opening in that left hip. And moving into our Merici Asana twist, your left foot to the floor outside your right thigh. Sit up tall, left hand behind your hips. Reach your right arm up as you breathe in and twist to your left. Your elbow hooks outside your knee. With every inhale, extend upward. And with every exhale, spin in. Take one more breath and release it. Take a breath in your seat and a breath out, and then lie onto your back. We're moving into shoulder stand, and you have a couple of options in your shoulder stand. You're welcome to take this as Viparita Karani with your block underneath your hips, especially if you have anything going on in your neck with your cervical vertebrae. This is a wonderful modification, just resting hips on block. Otherwise, to get into shoulder stand, you will roll your feet behind your head and catch your hips. And with your hands to your lower back, palms flat and pressed, hug your elbows in as close as you can get them. Then drawing in your belly, begin to lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Continue that lift all the way up through the balls of your feet, through your toes. Let the back of your head press into the earth. Continuing to use your bandhas, Uddiyana, to support the length and the lift. After 10 full breaths here, and again, breath free and deep, you're going to roll straight into fish pose by coming back through plow, hands underneath your hips, palms down, stretch your legs out in front of you, lift your chest, and lean back onto your elbows and forearms. Your chest high as you drop your head back. At the center of your heart, let it lift to the heavens. Take a breath in and a breath out, releasing onto your back, a full body stretch, arms behind you. Hug your right knee into your chest. We'll take a supine twist, drawing knee across your body. You can keep your neck neutral, or for an additional stretch, turn your chin over your right shoulder. Softening through your midsection, change sides. Left knee in, right leg extends forward. And you'll draw your thigh across your body as you spin and twist. And again, option to stay neutral with your neck or take the additional stretch on, chin over left shoulder. And coming back through center, either a final squeeze of your knees or happy baby pose, whichever one you feel more connected to. And as you're ready, you'll stretch out into your Shavasana. Closing your eyes, letting go of all effort, all doing, and just giving yourself this opportunity to rest as you are, however long you like. And wiggling fingers and toes, begin to reawaken. Roll onto your side into Fetal Pose. Just present as you transition your way through back up into a seat. And creating your seat intentionally, hands together at heart center. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Thumb knuckles to your brow, and honoring your practice, bow your head and share the word Namaste.